I'm Tracy Smith. Please join us when our trumpet sounds again next Sunday morning.
I'm Margaret Brennan in Washington, and this week on Face the Nation, amid a summer of distraction, President Trump seeks ways to divert attention back to his economic agenda. Leaving behind the Epstein Files controversy, Trump teed off in Scotland for a weekend of golf, ahead of trade talks with two key European leaders as his tariff deadline looms. Before he left, he took his fight with Fed Chairman Jerome Powell straight to the Federal Reserve facility itself, raising questions about renovation costs.
It looks like it's about $3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah,
we'll check in with White House Budget Chief Russell Vought, who was with the president during his trip to the Fed. Plus, we'll ask whether he's eyeing another round of spending cuts. And we'll get the Democratic response from Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen. Then, Trump's campaign to reshape higher education stretches beyond fines on Ivy League schools. More than 50 top universities are under investigation and at risk of losing funds. We'll hear from the president of The Ohio State University, Ted Carter. Finally, Israel announces it will allow aid into Gaza, where the hunger crisis has reached catastrophic levels. When will it stop? We'll talk with the Foreign Minister of France, Jean-Noël Barrot, about international pressure to end the conflict. It's all just ahead on Face the Nation. Good morning and welcome to Face the Nation. Washington is a little quieter this week. The House started its recess early, and when they return in September, funding the government will be top priority. Meanwhile, we're expecting some key economic indicators. The Fed will announce its outlook on interest rates Wednesday, and we'll see a new jobs report Friday. That's the same day President Trump is set to slap tariffs on dozens of countries, including America's top trading partners. We begin today with the director of the White House Office of Management and Budget, Russell Vought. Welcome to Face the Nation.
Thanks for having me.
There's so much to get to with you. Let's start on what's going on with the Federal Reserve. If you take the president at his word, he does not intend to fire the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, though he's still criticizing him. What is the president seeking in a successor when his term ends in May 2026?
Well, I think he's looking for a chairman that's not continually too late to the developments in the economic marketplace. And I think what we've seen with Chairman Powell, he was very late in the Biden administration to raise rates, to articulate the concern with regard to the Biden administration spending. We all knew on the outside, even Larry Summers knew that we were going to have an issue with regard to inflation. And we saw, recent historical inflationary levels that we hadn't seen before. And now he is too late to lower inflation rates. And so that is the kind of thing that we want to see in the next chairman of the Federal Reserve. And one of the reasons why is...
More of a focus on inflation?
Want an ability to recognize the developments in the economic marketplace. In this case, we want to be able to see lower rates and to have an ability to get the economy going. And one of the things we saw with Powell is that one of the reasons he was so late was because he didn't understand that inflation is largely a monetary phenomenon. He kept saying that inflation was transitory. He didn't tackle the problem. And now he's, again, too late. And you marry that with fiscal mismanagement at the Fed, it's a huge problem that we're trying to raise the country's awareness level with.
But as you know, the Fed is structured in a way where he doesn't have unilateral control. There's a governing board, others weigh in. You did work on Project 2025, and we went back and looked at what they said in their About the Fed. As people may know, that's a Heritage Foundation product that got a lot of scrutiny during the campaign. The chapter on the Fed called for Congress to overhaul the Fed's focus